I've been involved in classic car restoration for a number of years now, and the one thing I've always found really sad is the fact that so many potentially brilliant projects end up started but never finished. They're left abandoned under tarpaulins and on axle stands, simply to rust in peace. So, I've decided to put my own restoration projects on hold for the time being, and over the next 12 months, my mission is to help inspire and motivate some other enthusiasts to actually achieve their restoration dreams. 5 very different projects, all with fixed deadlines, and the clock's ticking. Coming up, retired mechanic John Hill and son Mike are battling to get this clapped-out 1972 Mk1 Capri ready for a gruelling off-road motorsport event.
We've got an extra inch there on the diameter of the wheels.
Not only is John a complete novice, but old hands think he's mad entering a Capri.
Capri, I would say, is totally unsuitable.
Too long. It's too nosy and too long.
My car has got no wheels on it, it's got no engine and gearbox.
But John is not deterred. Months of being too laid back, though, have now caught up with him, and time is rapidly running out. Unless he pulls his finger out, the dream is over. John's been working to get his Capri ready for a classic trial in 5 months' time. Well, that's what I thought. But today, having taken my advice to plan ahead, he breaks some news which could throw the whole schedule out of the window.
This is the confirmation of the Exeter trial in less than 10 weeks' time. So that's put the pressure on. 10 weeks. I didn't realise it. Doesn't sound so long when you say... No, it seems a lot longer when you say 2.5 months, but 10 weeks. I'm okay, yeah.
But the car is way behind schedule. They haven't even finished the body shell.
The car's great here, but as you get closer to the edges, we found more and more rust. So we'd run through the patches. So with 1, 2, 3, I think there's a couple under there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So what we're doing at the moment is making the car safe and structurally sound, because I don't want it just to last the first rally. I want it to last several seasons. I want it to go on forever. So yes, we brought the deadline forward because there's this fantastic event right at the start of the year, January, just after Christmas. That's a good timing, isn't it? And she's got to be ready by then.
If John's to make the new deadline, he's got to start thinking now about an engine, gearbox, suspension. The list is a mile long.
It's a shell, isn't it? It's just a body shell down there, and I haven't seen any mechanics. I don't know where the engine is and stuff, so... Oh. Men and motors, darling. Love it.
John's motor certainly does need an engine. He's hoping he can poach one from his Capri junkyard.
I've come across a sweet little V4 engine. Well, the beauty of it is, as well as being 2 litres, is it's so small, so it's only half the length of your normal 4-cylinder car. The engine starts from here, so all in front, we've got no weight. Look at this. You could get in here. I mean, look at my size 11 boots. Look, down here. So, empty space equals no weight. I haven't got stuck now.
John's finally realised he's got to get more hands to the pump and begs a mate to help.
This guy's Chris. He's helping me. Chris knows a bit about off-roading, but of course...
So, Chris, what are the chances of getting this Capri through a classic trial in 10 weeks' time?
Very slim.
Thanks, that's very reassuring.
I acquired this on eBay. It's not brand new. It's gorgeous, though, isn't it? I know it fits because I took it out of the bloke's car. The only one problem is I can just see trying to get out. Right, it's going to be a bit of a problem, but... Well, we're going to put it in now.
John's plan has never been to restore this car to showroom condition. His objective has always been to end up with a solid Capri that can cope with whatever the event throws at it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So they must concentrate their efforts on safety and performance. It's going to be a very tough event.
This is a hill, and this is a Ford Capri. As it's going up the hill, our problem is obviously the occasional rock. That's why we've got these rock sliders built down to keep the thing going, because these rocks can just suddenly stop the car. So if it skids along, then hopefully we'll get past that bit to the next stage.
All this metalwork has to be fabricated. Now I'm impressed.
No, it's all done by eye. And the last thing I want to do is to be skidding down or skidding up these gradients with all the silencers being ripped off and the fuel tank leaking fuel out the back. If we're going to hit anything, we'll hit this. And she'll skid along on that. And I suppose if we've got 6 blokes, they could even pick it up and carry it home, couldn't they, Chris?
John has now just 6 weeks till his classic trial.
We have pulled the V4 engine.
Today, another mate, Rambo, has pitched up to help rebuild the V4 engine.
This was the day's plan, but in fact I think it's more like...
As for John, he's suddenly turned into a project manager. A little late, but a big step forward.
Oh, that's going to be noisy, isn't it? Bye. This is a bit of a panic, I can't get the doors to close. Oh, beautiful. No, oh, tea. Oh, look at that, fit dash top, I've done one.
The only one he's done.
Those have got to look right.
Now, with more manpower on this project, morale is high and they're rattling through the jobs list. But even with the team working full pelt, it's not problem-free.
I still think we should have taken the door frame off.
I told you, and you said, "Oh no, you won't take the door frame off."
By the end of the day, John and the boys have really made progress. With all the extra help, they do stand a fighting chance of meeting the deadline.
I bolted the front suspension together, sorted all the... It looks good, doesn't it? Doesn't that look good up there? Hey, I'm chuffed with that. So what's your availability for next week then?
I can work all week if you want.
That's all right, because we've only got 20 days. 20 days and we've got an engine that doesn't work.
Is it 20 days? Is it 20 days?
It is in real terms.
There's a lot of holidays, though.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, New Year, isn't it?
Oh, good working now.
You can take 10 away for that, can't you?
From now on, they're really going to have to put the hours in, which means some very long days. 1 week later, and I drop in to check on progress. By now, the car should be ready for its MOT and road testing. Oh dear.
We're desperate, because we've only got 14 days, and we've got so much. We've got no MOT. We've got no non-runner. Nothing works. We need some electrics, we need battery, and we need some source of power. We've got no brakes.
What do you mean you got no brakes? Can I just write something else on here? No MOT, no electrics, no fluids, no brakes. I know I go on about it, but it's never too late to make a plan. Okay, and as we go down here, we're getting nearer the event. Okay, so that's day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start filling in.
Yeah.
Really, jobs that you're going to do on each day going up to the end, okay? To get it finished. We need every single job that you've got to do in a box.
We haven't made the boxes big enough.
So here, you've got your suspension sorted front, yeah?
No. Those belts.
Exhaust clearly needs a bit of, there's an air gap. Yeah, well, we can have a look at that in a minute. Okay, so underneath, going back, probably no electrics. That's going to be a whole day on electrics, surely.
Yeah. I can do that.
You're going to do that today?
Yeah. In a minute. We've got handbrake.
Something that is in place is the engine. All wired up and plumbed, but does it work? Is that actually a runner? You've had this running and you know it works?
We had it running in another car. I mean, that was a couple of years ago.
How long?
A couple of years ago.
Because if you end up with this doesn't run...
We are in the poo-poo. If it doesn't run, we're going to borrow the engine at your escort, aren't we?
OK. In 14 days, I would say you could get this running, drivable and to take part in the event. It might not look pretty, but you could get it to an event in 14 days, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't film that.
John's so busy worrying about the deadline, he hasn't done his homework on the detail of the event.
He hasn't got a clue what you're doing.
We're the least experienced on this rally, I think.
You don't want to make a complete arse of yourself, John, do you?
We do.
Them chaps in the Capri. I say, well, fancy doing this in a Capri.
It's completely mad.
So I suggest we call one of the event organisers for some advice. If he fails scrutineering on any point, what happens then?
If he was failed upon something like too much noise, that sort of thing, we wouldn't let him run
Right.
at all from that point.
So in terms of the Capri, what would be your thoughts about somebody taking a Capri on this event?
As long as it had got decent ground clearance and was well protected underneath, a Capri would not be a bad vehicle.
OK, that's fine. And just finally, are there any absolute no-nos from the point of view of the preparation of the car?
Noise.
That's the big one.
The noise is the big one.
Good stuff. John, thank you very much indeed. We'll look forward to seeing you at the event. But John won't even make it to the start line unless he can get the engine going.
I want it on its wheels in case we do have a disaster. Go on then, crank. Okay. We've got oil pressure.
Fuel's coming through.
Yeah. Go then. Little run there. Go in. That'll do. Go ahead, a bit more.
Sounds like another job is a silencer. Very good, John. I take my hat off to the team. I salute the team they call Team Capri. He's still yabbering on in there. Unbelievable. He never, ever stops. But a very exciting moment to get that engine running. The reality is they have got a huge list of jobs still to do on that car to get it ready, and they do only have 13 days left. Whether they take part in the event on the 5th of January is still in the lap of the gods. John Hill and son Mike are struggling to restore a 1972 Mk1 Capri for a major classic off-road event, but they've just over a day to get the car ready, and no one's sure they can make the deadline.
It's sink or swim, really.
You've got 30 hours to go. You shouldn't really still be working on the car.
Now the pressure's really on.
So we still need, top priority is an MOT. But we've got problems with the lights. We've got no sump guard.
With a mile-long jobs list, John pulls in another pair of hands.
This is Robbo, Alan Robinson. It's my navigator, chief navigator, only navigator.
This time?
Yes, 28 hours. We've done nothing in the last 2 hours, except put the back bumper on. More jobs, Mike.
Yeah, the horses have got out. I've got to go and shut the gate now.
Oh, close that gate, quick, Mike. 27. Mind you, we have done the rear bumper. We've done that. We've done that. Have you done the prop shaft? Not quite. Not quite. Why not?
Come on, you old bugger you are. Come on. I'll be bloody glad when it's all over. I know that. Because it's just everything is totally focused on the car and getting the car done and, you know, who's going to be here and what we're doing next. And the car is it. He still doesn't know what time his start times are, you know, and he's going tomorrow.
26. Yeah, 26. But we've done the cross one off. Right, yes.
Time eventually runs out. So, after 7 months of hard graft, it's time to see the results of John's labours. Now, we're all hoping the car looks like this, only a bit bigger. Right, John, your time's up. Here we go. Oh, yes. Mr. Hill.
It's finished.
You've done it. You've
last.
done it. I can't believe you've done it.
Yes, it's there. It's yellow.
It's incredible. John, I can't believe it. Roll cage in, all padded up. You've actually even got the proper seats in. That's amazing. So Mike's going to be in the back, harnesses, seatbelt on the back.
Yeah.
Perfect. And look at the ground clearance, John.
Yeah, and we can dial in a bit more as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that they're all going to look at, because I know from talking to them, they've all said, oh, Ford Capri's coming, no ground clearance, no hope. The paintwork's almost shiny as well.
Almost shiny.
Yeah, no, feel that. That's lovely.
Yeah.
So let's have a look inside.
All right.
Look at that. Do you know, compared to what you started with, where you could actually stand here.
That's right, yes.
Because there was no front on it.
Oh, yeah, right a hassle. I mean, that leg was completely scrap, and that inner wing was completely scrap.
I have to say, I'm gobsmacked. In just 28 weeks and at a cost of only 1,200 quid, it's ready for the ultimate challenge. I cannot wait to see this car flying up an off-road section in the classic trial. One major test, though, still to come is getting the Capri past the event scrutineers. John's restoration could be a step too far. There is still the chance that you could turn up at scrutineering, they put it on the ramp and they say...
Too noisy.
Excuse me, Mr. Hill, would you like to come with us into the office? It's 2:30 a.m. and I'm waiting for John to arrive at the Exeter Trial HQ. This is the scrutineering bay at the Haynes Motor Museum in Somerset, and this is where every car and every bike, like these two Beetles, comes in here to be checked by the scrutineers to make sure they're safe and they're essentially legal for the event. And one of the things they look for is to make sure, listen for, is they're not too noisy. And it's in here that John's efforts could all come unstuck. So if they don't like his car, they think it's too noisy, anything like that, they will simply send him home. But my biggest concern at the moment is he should have been here about half an hour ago, and there's no sight of him. I can't believe that after all John's hard work to get the car ready in time, he's about to throw it all away. Where is he? That's what I call cutting it fine. Now, what will the officials have to say?
Sorry? Have the bonnet open, please.
Right, lovely, thank you.
It's quiet, isn't it?
What's on your back shelf? Can't see. Is anything heavy on there?
No, sandwiches.
Are you a bit nervous, John?
Am I a bit nervous? No. This is what they're looking for. Hold on. Did you?
Tyres are okay.
So you're going to take your lights off. You're only allowed 4 lights facing forward. You've got 6. You take those off, please. Alternatively, turn them round, face the car. Just loosen them off and turn them round so they face the car.
10 minutes later and John gets the scrutineer's verdict. So is that a pass he can go?
You can go now, yeah.
John Hill.
Scheduled time.
Right.
John Hill.
Well done.
You are a star. Fantastic news, but now John has 4 hours driving ahead on small farm tracks in pitch darkness.
Okay, straight on, medium, 100 yards, give way.
It's a really punishing course that will push the car to its limits. 2 hours later, though, things start going wrong.
Bloody awful noise in the transmission.
I'm worried about that burning smell, I am. Maybe right, hang on.
John has got to get the car going again to complete the stage.
It's bad, that is.
Come on!
You've killed it. He's wrecked it.
just won't pick up. Oh,
Could this be the end of our adventure? Please say it's not. We'll get it going.
They think the prop shaft has taken a big knock.
That's a fail.
Mark, I think the car's had it.
Later that day, I rushed to the finish to see if there's any news on the Capri. No sign of him. Excuse me, guys, did anybody come across a yellow Capri on your way back here that had a broken prop shaft just outside Exeter, limping back to Torquay?
We didn't. No.
Oh, there he is, down here.
Don't give me the thumbs up, mate. We have struggled the last 30 miles.
John, you've broken it!
We've smashed the prop shaft a bit, so that's basically it.
So it just got a pounding.
Hello, love. Yeah, I've got some good news. I've got some bad news. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Oh, we're here. We're at the finish.
It's a devastating blow, but John isn't easily defeated. 2 weeks later, having fixed the car, he enters another equally tough classic trial. Only this time, it went rather better.